Wednesday night, it is no remorph time, everybody. Same thing every week, except last week, which we didn't announce all that well. I know Jamie put some posts out there, but we had a couple of people going, "Are you guys off tonight? Are you off tonight?" And we were. We had a family thing going on and didn't get a chance to get a show together for that last Wednesday. But we are back, and I want to preemptively apologize to everybody that showed up Monday night. That was 100% my fault. Scheduling this stuff out, it brings up a little calendar in the thing, and I simply clicked the wrong day to pre-schedule it. So I'm looking and I'm getting messages everywhere. Hey, are you guys on? What's going on over there? Everything all right? That kind of deal. But yeah, we goofed up, or I goofed up. So I apologize about that for everybody that showed up to nothing. But
It
we're here.
was funny.
Yeah. We're here for real this time, and we're happy to have a great guest tonight and somebody that's a fairly local to us. He's in the southeastern part of the state. We're northwestern, but still in the same state, so that's pretty damn cool. Anytime we can feature people from Wisconsin, we're going to try and grab them and get them on here. But just to touch on a couple of things, we are doing Morph Forge coin every week for a trivia question. If you watch the entire show, pick out some kind of an odd little fact in the show. Jamie has a random question at the end that she asks, has to do with anything throughout the entire thing. So if you get that right, you get 10 Forge coin or $10. I guess you could just say that. But we've got a
Forge
brand new
coin's cool.
edition. Yeah, Forge coin is different. Yeah. Got a brand new one this week though. That's mono. He jumped in there and he grabbed $10. So I think all total we're real close to $100 going out to people, and choose to spend it on whatever you want. Hat, shirt, save it up, put it on a snake. You know the drill. But so yeah, appreciate everybody coming out tonight, and let's see who we got. Jamie's gonna pop a few up here, and we're gonna go through and say, hey, James, good to see you, man. You're here every week. Really appreciate it. You keep coming back. You got to get that Forge coin in one of these weeks here, James.
Yeah.
LMK Ken, appreciate you too, Ken. Was on
Ken
his
made it to the live. He's not in
yeah,
the replay crew this week.
right. He's always in there saying replay, but not this week. Kaiju, appreciate you coming out too. Seen you in here a couple different weeks now. Appreciate the support. K Diesel, top Forge coin holder. He's looking for more coin tonight, guys. Be quick on the answers. He's brutal on that trivia. PK Aaron, ambassador of ball pythons, whatever you want to call him. He's
Boss.
awesome. And we're gonna try and get Kike on some week. He keeps slipping out of it, but we'll get him in here. Having a ball. Appreciate you guys coming out too. Seeing you all around the place, but good to see you here. Hey, there's our guy Vance. First ever guest and a great guest at that. Vance, appreciate all the support, man. Keep those RWO guys in line over there, yeah.
Yeah.
Wiz. Gotta come out of the Wiz. 2 weeks ago, one of our better shows. Had a lot of fun with those two. Wiz and Keys were on the Whiskey Show. That was a good episode. If you hadn't seen it, jump back in, take a look. It was pretty good last. Oh, we got Prophecy Devin. I think that's our guest counterpart, or they got a lot of collaboration and projects going. So those two working some really cool stuff together. Good to see you, Devin. Appreciate it. Brian, another guest from one of the early shows. Ball Ross is an amazingly nice guy. He's got some nice stuff too. So get a chance, pop over and check him out. Mono, newest addition to the Forge coin list, got the correct trivia question last show. He's probably going to put that $10 to a hat. That's my guess. Tim, that's one of our folks. He's back in every week too. He's got to come out and watch the kids fumble around on the camera a little bit. Probably
Probably
Connie
get a
right
couple
behind
good
him.
laughs.
Man, there she is. There's Mom jumping in too, supporting the channel. That's awesome. It's good to see you. Thanks, Mom. Appreciate
Hopefully
it.
she's not hitting on the guests again tonight.
Yeah, she was telling Keys how cute he was. We got Donna Barton all the way from Brisbane, Australia, I believe. Donna, that's quite the character profile. I don't know what you got going there for the cartoon character, but appreciate you coming in. Mittens, he's over in Michigan. He's moving up to the UP shortly. He's going off the grid and getting the heck out of this crazy world from the sounds of it. Appreciate you coming. A1. Nice. See you in all kinds of other chats. I always give you the one of these and say hey, but nice to see you in here. Appreciate you coming out and visit us. Jason Opel, old family friend, stops in every week. You'd think he'd be sick of us by now, but he's sticking in there. He's a trooper. Appreciate you, Opel. Ooh, Robert Wade. Okay. And that I should know, and I don't for some reason. That is not ringing a bell, and I know that is somebody I know. Fred, appreciate you every week in here too. Good to see you, Fred. Vinny, another Forge coin holder, and been in every week. Can't get a better supporter than Vinny, man, and a great guy besides. Emily, watching with the DeHaven clan over at the DeHaven Ranch. Appreciate you guys coming out. Looks like Sam's with you. And there is the Prophet himself, once again teamed up with Wiz a couple weeks ago for the Whiskey Show. But every Friday night, hair down Fridays, I don't know what you're doing if you're not in there. Get in there and support those guys. That's a great panel show. Every week, a lot of fun with them, man. Don't miss it. I think we're winding down, yeah?
Yep.
Well, that's about enough of keeping Eddie in the background here. And I think Jamie is going to drop back for this portion of it. She wants to run through comments, sort things out. If you guys got questions, things you want us to address with Eddie anytime through here, just pop them in there. Jamie's going to try to sort that stuff for us. So thanks again, Jamie. Really appreciate it.
Yeah. See you in the hot seat time.
Yep. We'll bring you back out for the hot seat shortly. Hopefully Eddie can survive that, but let's swap him out. Mr. Static Morphs, Eddie himself, thank you again for agreeing to come on, man. Really appreciate it.
I appreciate it, yeah. Absolutely.
So, without going too far in, we know you've been in this a while, but do you have, and I think the way it was put to us was the standard elevator speech or the intro for yourself, who you are, where you are, your background, and how long you've been doing this?
Yeah. So my name's Edward Zalonis. I'm out of southeast Wisconsin. Carpenter by day, breed ball pythons at night. Basically it. Me and the kids do it. Started off probably about 4.5 years ago. Kids came home with a couple from the reptile show, and it snowballed from there dramatically. So,
Kids
That's
always
the way that
pull you
goes.
into it.
Yep.
Yeah.
they do. But yeah, other than that, man, that's it. Trying to
Okay.
make some cool stuff in the lab over here.
Yeah.
Perfect. And that's just it. So you started into this when kids brought them home, but roughly how many years have you been putting snakes together or pairing at least?
About 4 years.
Okay.
So
So looking
basically,
back to
they came home with a couple snakes, and then it just snowballed. I went out and bought a couple breeders, practiced with a couple lower end animals, and once we got it down, figured we could do it. That's when we started investing in the nicer ones.
nice and a smart way to do it.
What was the first thing you made?
Some pieds.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Jamie will like that. He's in the background jumping up and down right now.
Yeah, the pieds were really what drew me into it, I guess. I seen a couple of them and like, hey, that'd be cool.
Yeah.
And then, did a little research and figured out what it took to breed them, and yeah, we went from there.
It's a great way to
Excellent.
start because you can't go wrong. I mean, you're not going to get rich, but you're not going to you're not going to get stuck with them. People love pieds, so.
Right. And that was my thought too, moving forward. It's like, pieds, bananas, stuff like that catches people's eyes. Some nice orange dream stuff. It'll sell at shows. And then,
Absolutely.
the higher end stuff usually sells on Morphmarket. But
Yeah.
I mean, unless you'll catch that one guy at the show that wants something nice.
But you can't go wrong having a nice recessive start either, and a base that you can really put anything in. So Pied's a great start. Smart. Absolutely. So from there, what was your initial thought, or what, as you knew you could handle a little nicer snake and a little different program? What was your first train of thought or project, if you want to call it that?
I bought a couple more het pieds, and we made some more pieds, and then I really wasn't into clown then. Like when I first got into it, I'm like, everyone's got clown. but it kind of grew on me. And then, I got a couple here, a couple of heads there, and started producing a couple, and then it just exploded. I'd have to say 70% of my collection involves clown.
Okay.
And
Oh wow.
so, yeah, I went heavy into it.
And again, another great recessive that I haven't really seen a lot in that I didn't like. You could
Right.
have different opinions on whether you want to go that route, but it all works with clown pretty well. So again, can't go wrong there. But first couple projects that caught your eye in clown, what was it that turned you that direction? Specific combo or
The Pompeii.
oh
I seen
sure.
the
really?
Pompeii.
Yeah.
I seen the Pompeii the first time, and I was like, I gotta have it. I gotta have it. I gotta have it. I gotta have it. So hopefully
Right.
this next year, I got a few chances to hit one. So
Nice.
it's nothing like making it yourself versus buying it. Anybody
Yeah.
can buy one, but
Right.
I want to see if I can make it. It'd just be that much sweeter.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
then along that path, you've got all the ingredients to go somewhere else with it. It's
Right.
one thing to just buy those animals and pair them, but to build up to that, now you've got some avenues, right? You can
Sure.
take some of those other things you hit on or didn't and go a different direction with it. So you're building
Absolutely.
a stock basically. So
Yeah. Well,
smart.
another thing too, I invested in a lot of spot nose chocolate. We got special cypress, um, some blackhead. So I want to produce
Nice.
a lot of allelic comboed clowns. That way, when you turn around and breed them together, you're spitting out constant allelic combo. There's nothing
Right.
ever going to be boring. It's going to act as a
Yep.
super. You'll never
Yep.
produce a normal. It's going to be nice.
Yeah. That's
Oh.
At
smart.
least that's what my long ball game plan is. So we'll see how it
Yeah.
goes.
I see you got a little helper trooping around back there. Did you want to pop in and give us all a wave, or
Say
are
hi.
we keeping her
Wave.
out of here on purpose?
No, she's shy.
I got
So
you.
she just
I
likes
will
to
always say
duck dip and
always
dive
say
around.
hi to the kiddos, though, right?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Oh, excuse me. I had a frog in the throat all day, and I cannot get rid of it. So if I sip here and there, I'm just trying to get that out of the way. But
Allergy season.
yeah, it's just been brutal with all this rain up here, just kicking stuff out left and right. So this allelic thing is super smart. I think that's something that not enough people do. Um, they get things that are so far apart, but if you miss either of those, you end up with your empty recessive sitting there.
Right.
The allelics kind of force you to get, hey, I'm either going to get the chocolate or the opposite. I'm going to get one of those two, or you could get the allelic combo. So
Right.
gives you like 3 avenues out of every shot.
Right. And then
Can't
you'll never spin a normal either. You're always
exactly
going to
right.
act as a super.
Yep.
Yeah, that's perfect. There's Devin supporting you too,
Mm-hmm.
and being heat piped in. And I know you two have a couple projects going currently,
Yeah.
but how did that piece together? How'd you meet Devin, and how is that approached as to a collaboration? We've never attempted to do one with someone.
So a few years back, I actually met him in one of the Facebook groups here for Wisconsin reptiles or whatnot. And he was doing a different kind of deal with one of his friends, and he ended up reaching out to me on how I would write up a breeder contract between him and his other friend. And that time I really didn't know much about sharing my animals with other people either. So I made sure, just be clear, stipulate everything that you guys, with the one person's putting this, you're giving that, and what the expected outcome is, you both sign it, and that should be enough in court if anything were to happen, in my point of view. So I'm not sure if he got screwed or something out of one of them, and that's what made him want to do that. Well, he had a falling out, and he had to, at that time, I think he had to sell his animals, and which I was like, hey man, you know what? I'll take them from you. If you need the money or whatever was going on at the time, I told him I'll take care of the animals. Just let me know if you ever want them back, or if at that point, I didn't really know him as good as I do now. But over the
Sure.
course of a couple of years or whatever, we've always talked, chatted it up, and yeah, he's a good guy. asked me, like, listen, if I buy a few animals, would you mind holding them down, and can we do a couple collaborations and stuff together? And this was a few years back, and if that's what you want to do and you trust me like that, yeah, absolutely. I'll be full disclosure. If you want pictures, weights, whatever you want of your animal, whenever you want, you're more than welcome. I'll run down to the lab. I'll get you what you want, and we'll go from there. And yeah,
Nice.
he's been there since, we've done a few collaborations like that, and he's always supporting me, and I'm always supporting him back, and it works out well.
Yeah,
It's pretty awesome.
But,
Excellent.
another thing too is he was kind of being taken advantage of at one point. And I don't know. I pretty much stepped up and said, "Hey, man, give me your animals. I'll hold them down for you. If you want to sell them when the time's right, you can do whatever you want to do with them. If you want to keep them, you want to breed them, I'll take care of them for you."
Nice,
So,
nice. Well, he's validating that there. I
Yeah.
don't know if you can read the
I
chat.
can't see the chat really.
No, it's pretty tiny on the phone, but
Yeah.
Eddie's my best friend. So,
But yeah, I tell him the truth when he needs to hear it. But other than that, he's a good guy. He means well, and
absolutely, yeah.
I wouldn't change it for the world, man.
No,
It's awesome. It's awesome. You got that. Yep.
And it opens doors for both of you, and it can feel sometimes like, hey, maybe there's a little more weight on this side or the other, but he's a wealth of knowledge, man. If you want to talk about anything that's very specific, he knows his stuff inside and out.
Right.
Bright guy, 100%.
Yeah, if he wants a specific project, he'll get the specific animals he needs, and like I said, he'll just have them dropped here, and then I do the dirty work, and then at the end we figure that out later. I don't mind it as long as he's not sending me 1,000 snakes. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
A few is fine, but I don't want no 1,000 over here that I got to take care of.
Yeah. You start hearing that reverse beep on a big front loader truck, you know something's up, but no.
I wouldn't put it past them.
But no, I was curious, and I hear about it a lot, and you do hear about like the instances and the outcomes, but you don't really hear about the workings of how that was arranged. And when
Sure.
you go into these things, you do have to be cautious, if not for yourself, but for them too, and be as upfront and forward and honest as you can.
Sure.
Yeah,
honestly, goes a long way with everybody, especially in the hobby. In life in general. If you can't be honest, then excuse me, what are you doing then?
So. Right. Yeah, it can't be mucking around halfway through the water. But we got a question from Mittens already. He says, "What's your favorite band, Eddie?" Let's get that one out of the way here.
Oh man, band.
Or genre. We could even say that.
Rock, I listen to all really rock, rap, hip hop.
Nice.
Basically, whatever keeps me moving at work.
Yeah.
There you go.
And I got enough of my own life problems, so I really don't care for country because that's all they sing about.
Yeah. It's too close to home, right?
Yeah, I guess so. I would be moving, not crying.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Don't need to pile on that depression sometimes, but yeah. So that's something we're going to try to spend a little more attention on is when questions come in for the guest, and if we can catch it right away. I would like to involve the audience a little better. We tend to kind of just drift through our scene and not get that acknowledgement. So if I just stop you and go, "Hey, man, here's this," that's what it's about. But
good.
We talked a little bit a while back and even before the show tonight, and we know you're in construction and you're looking to get out of that. Is that part of one of your goals or your plans for this snake business, or are you just keeping it fun and keeping it profitable on the short side?
That was my intention. Basically, I always thought about what I'm going to do after. And, your body can't do this forever. I figured it'd be a good investment. I thought it would be. We're going to find out.
Yeah.
Right.
So, I won't complain now. I know it takes money to make money, and it takes you a few years to get your breeding stock up. Ain't nobody got $100,000 to go buy, 10 animals and expect to produce that caliber of stuff right away.
Yeah.
So, I've been mucking around and saving hets and breeding the hets to visuals, and I got a nice little supply hanging out, and hopefully the next year or two is when we're going to see some wild stuff. So, it'd be pretty cool.
So what's your helper's name?
That's Olivia. My youngest.
Olivia. Hi,
Yep.
Olivia. She
You
keeps
know?
peeking there, but she's pretty
Yeah,
shy.
she's interested, but she's shy.
Yeah.
She's my rat helper. She helps me clean the rodents on
Oh,
Sundays.
nice.
Oh,
Brave
wow.
girl then too. Yep.
So
We
yeah,
could use
she'll grab
about
the big
4
one up.
Olivias.
Yep.
Yep.
So
And we could use about 4 of those over here. 4 Olivias would be just great. Help
right.
us with
Yeah,
them
I won't
damn rats.
complain.
But so Ashley, I believe it's Ashley over at Pip Stalkers, but she's asking your favorite spot nose allelic combo and what do you have in it? Do you have several stacked up ready to go?
I don't. I'm making them currently. I have a couple stacked hets, but I've been breeding a lot of chocolate and spot nose. We should have some blackhead spot nose coming soon. It's
Nice.
just a matter of them getting up, a couple more 100 grams, and we're gonna have some interesting pairings going.
Nice, nice. So that's probably going to be one of your stronger ones, the chocolate or the blackhead going in there.
But I mean, I got them all. We got the Cypress, we got blackhead, we got chocolate, we got spot nose.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So
Nice,
we're gonna stick them all together. We're gonna find out.
right?
So we've talked about blackhead a few times, and we really haven't done a lot with it, right, John?
We have a
I mean,
couple, but they're not into anything yet. I
nothing.
mean,
Yeah. Yep.
and it is in the clown stuff too. We need to get them active, but honestly, we've got kind of a shortage of the females we want to pair other things with. I mean, we don't do a ton of pairings anyway, but I guess that was something we skipped over with you. What kind of numbers are you working with, Eddie? Do you have a rough number, or you got a planned
It's
number of clutches you plan on producing, or total count on ball pythons?
well, every year I've seen growth. I think the first year I produced 7 clutches. The second year it was 9 or 12. The third year was 13 or 15, and this year, no, then the following year was 17, and I'm well over projected to hit that this year. I should be at about 25 or 28.
Okay,
Wow. Nice.
So, and I'm
those are
hoping to
nice.
hit some nice super chocolate het clown stuff and some super chocolate triple het stuff
Nice.
towards the end of the year.
So when you're going the triple hat route, are you stacking that with pied, or how are you doing the clown hats?
I have a couple of the visual chocolate clowns, and they're all possible het DG hypo. And then
Okay,
I have
DG
the
hypo.
dad that made all my chocolates. He's a chocolate pastel triple het from Bob's, and he spits some amazing stuff. So we're gonna test everything for whatever they don't come out as. So I'm sure
Absolutely.
I'm gonna hit a het DG clown somewhere, some blah blah blah. Something's gonna be het for something else eventually. So I just got a lot of sheds to send in.
Yeah.
Right. I was going to ask, have you utilized that a lot, being you've got a lot of het stuff going on?
I have a lot of sheds saved. I'm horrible at finding time to ship them out. I'm
Right.
bad. Like
I
by the
hear you,
time I
man.
get home from work, the kids are on me about dinner, and then after dinner, showers and dogs and
Yeah.
snakes and feeding, and there's not enough time in the day.
No.
So hopefully,
Yeah.
Last sheds I
Saturday.
sent in literally sat for probably 3 months in bags and everything. Just hadn't gotten them sent off.
Right?
Yeah. Sitting on ones we needed too. It wasn't like, hey, this could happen anytime. This was like, should we pair this or not? And the sheds are
Right.
sitting there, like, damn it.
Yeah, you're sitting there waiting.
Right.
Yeah.
But
Luckily, I don't know who you use or who you have or whatever, but Charlie, and I don't know if you've seen that. We had Charlie on here, but does a
Yeah.
really good job. Super easy to work with. So
Yeah, I'm sure that's where they're gonna go.
yeah.
Like I said, I haven't got around to it. I'm horribly busy.
Yeah.
and he's so good about the way he runs that too. I mean, the communication's excellent, but it's also like the availability of a, I won't say a deal, but he gives you that option to buy into a bigger package and get a rate that, people can afford to do 30, 40 sheds. I don't think you're going to do that at 65 a piece, regardless of what you're sending in. You know what I mean? So yeah, awesome guy. I definitely would send people there every time. But
And I guess I have a question, and maybe you guys could answer. I mean, moving forward with all this shed testing with everybody, are you going to pass that price onto your consumer to test that animal? Would you add that into the animal's price, or I mean, how would you go about?
I think it depends on what you're testing for, right? So, I mean, for us, basically, the testing that we've done is more. It's not for the animal that we're going to turn around and put on the market. It's for
Yeah.
our breeders, right? So we really don't need to pass that part along. But if you were going to get into it, like maybe you're kind of leading into this idea where everybody's going to want some testing on these snakes that they're buying,
Right.
then yeah, then I think you don't have any choice. But at that point too, I think the prices for the testing probably comes down. I mean, that's just my opinion, my guess.
Sure.
I think it has to come down quite a bit to get to that point. So
Right. Yeah,
Yeah,
it was just
and the
a
other
random thought I just had when you mentioned testing. So
yeah,
figured
yeah,
I'd throw it out there.
Yeah, the other side of that I always see is like the value is either there or it isn't. I mean, it's going to
yeah,
completely depend on what you're testing for. I mean,
Right.
$150 snake, no one's going to test for that stuff. But if you get up into that, this could be anywhere from 1,200 to 16, depending on what it
Sure.
tests out. Absolutely, and I would just test period for the sake of me knowing down the road a
Right.
$1,800 sale isn't going to come back and bite me in the butt. You know what I mean?
Right.
yeah,
It's worth
yeah.
that $50.
And the weird thing too is I think that price range that you're talking about, that teens, is where the testing just naturally makes sense, because when you start to get
Absolutely.
up into the big numbers, you don't need it. Those, what those animals are when you're making $8,000 snakes. You know what I mean? There's absolutely no point to test there, because it's not something where you just go out and buy two snakes and make an $8,000 snake. I mean, you've
Right.
had those in your collection for a while. You know what you got. So
Sure.
Yeah, and having a ball just said it too. It's like if the het's proven out, the price of the animal is going to be more regardless. So, I mean,
yeah,
it is that break point where if I personally would bother to test it, I'm just going to include it in the price of the animal. I'm not going to worry about it. Um, but that's me. I mean, Jason or Jamie might throw a waffle iron at me for saying it, but that's my thought anyway. But
Sure.
so yeah, when you talk about going into those low 20s for numbers, now how much of that would you say you're producing for resale, and how much of it are you trying to get things in particular for you? And I know there's overlap, but at some point, some of those would have to be market snakes, I would think.
Yeah. I mean, I'm trying to produce basically anything everybody's interested in: clowns, pieds, some nice bananas, some nice super orange dream stuff, which I need to focus on a little more. I've been slacking on that, but they're almost ready. Um,
Yeah,
just stuff that's visually pleasing to people, that people want to have to look at. Whether it's a high priced pet, somebody wants one in their collection as a nice breeder. I mean, it could go either way, really.
yeah. Well,
sure.
people's preferences are so varying too. I think Banna's in the chat here, and we were on a. Well, I was watching these guys on a show the other night, and she had said, we've got kind of into the Exantic thing, and I actually really like Exantic, but some people absolutely don't. They're like, it's gray and it's silver and it's black, and it's like,
Right.
I want color, and that's what she was saying. I like color, so it is hard to know. It's hard to know, like, what is really a big preference. I mean, you got to just kind of watch the market, I guess, and see what's selling. But it's
Sure,
tough because everybody's taste is so much different. So,
it is.
yeah,
It is.
So, speaking of Devin piped in again in HRA, we know that's coming up when Devin's hanging around. So,
Right.
you guys, how many did you have in pairings this year involving HRA?
There's only one.
Is that the one that
It's only
just
got
laid?
one. Yeah. It's a red
Okay,
Exanthic blackhead yellow belly
gotcha.
female. That's like his pride and joy.
Yeah, yeah. Saw a couple
So
comments through his
we
Insta and everywhere
we paired
else.
it. Yeah, we paired it to the GHI Stranger Het Clown.
Nice.
Hopefully, hit some pretty cool stuff. I don't know. We'll see.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
absolutely.
Fingers
That'll be one
crossed.
you need to test.
Yeah,
Yeah,
absolutely,
yeah, yep,
100%.
yep.
absolutely.
With all the stuff falling out of that combo, you're going to want to know for sure. Um,
So yeah, and then I think he had a Coral Glow Enchi. We bred to the same GHI Stranger, so there could be some Coral Glow Stranger stuff coming soon. And
nice.
then he had a couple other females I paired him to: clown, het clowns, all a bunch of co-downs and stuff. So hopefully we hit something nice. Yeah.
Yeah. So in that group of 23 or low 20s, what is your most anticipated clutch or pairing? Which one are you really wanting this year?
I would say I paired the pastel chocolate triple het to super pastel fire yellow belly spot nose clown female, and I'd like to hit some wild dark nights
Yeah, yeah.
that are
Holy
like
cats.
could be possible desert ghost hypo.
For
So
sure.
That'd be
my
all. That'd
fingers
be
are
awesome.
crossed.
Yeah.
Okay, so Jamie, did you want to go ahead and buy some stock in Charlie's shed test?
Right.
Sounds like it sounds like he's gonna stockpile the shed tests up for sure this year.
Yeah, I've had that mail. Actually, I got him 2 years ago. This guy was getting out locally up north here from us in Wisconsin, and he offered me, I think it was 25 snakes for $300. They were a bunch of clutches he just hatched, a bunch of Orange Dream stuff. The chocolate triple head that came from Bob Wu was in there, unbeknownst to me. He threw it in at the last minute, didn't tell me about it. So when I brought this giant box of snakes home and started getting them ready and whatnot, what I wanted to keep and what I wanted to get rid of, and it really didn't click, but I held them back anyways. The chocolate pastel triple het,
Yeah.
and not a lot of people worked chocolate then. It was kind of before the Dark Knights all came out and everyone was showing them off, and I kept them. Luckily, I kept him because he makes nice stuff, a lot of chocolate stuff. But I almost sold him just because I didn't know what chocolate was, what it was doing. Why do I need a triple head? I mean, he's
Sure.
ugly, really. Like who
Yeah.
wants an ugly snake? But
Right.
he produces beautiful babies, and I don't think I'll probably ever get rid of him.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's hard to get rid of supers, period. I mean, unless it's something you absolutely just don't want. But boy, chocolate's not one of those. It's so easy to plug into a lot of different avenues. So um, perfect, man. I don't think I've seen the Stranger Coral Glow either. I'm not sure if they've been made. They probably have, but
They have. My buddy got one from Amos last Tinley, and the oranges on it are outstanding. Like I've never seen a banana or a coral glow with that type of orange.
yeah,
And
that's kind of what I was
hopefully,
thinking.
hopefully we hit a couple of, I can show you guys. But yeah, they're outstanding.
Yeah.
Okay. I
I'd love
don't
to
doubt
see
that a
that
bit,
for sure.
and I can't believe I haven't seen one somewhere. It just sounds like a combo that's just a natural, for sure is going to look nice, you know.
But I asked for an update. It was a couple weeks ago. I asked him, if it was getting any spots yet. Obviously, mighty quick. So,
Yeah, I kind of wonder that too. I mean, there's almost got to be something in a combination where you feel like it would keep it on the lower end anyway. Maybe not eliminate it,
sure,
but I know there's some that make it really
right.
terrible. I mean, the black pastel seems to be one of those where those things just pebble up like crazy. But
I actually hit a crazy banana earlier in the year. Where did it go?
oh, I'll have to transition this over to this style so I can run this easier. There we go.
Oh, he's got poop on him. This ain't a black spot,
Okay.
but
There we go.
the banana sugar enchi cinnamon lesser.
Okay.
But he doesn't have any black on him at all, besides the poop.
Yeah, a little dirt. Yeah. Wow, that's strange. I would think cinnamon would be the exact opposite. I would think that would add it like crazy.
But when you add enchi and cinnamon or black pastel, it makes a reddish snake, like a
Hmm.
real deep orange. And that's what I'm assuming is going on with this guy.
Yeah, that is got some definite gold in there. I mean, it's almost like a deep gold orange.
Yeah,
How
he was
crazy.
wild. I definitely kept him back.
Yeah, that yellow kind of gold changes to like 3 or 4 different shades, right? You can
Yeah,
kind of catch it every once in a while in the light there.
right. I'm trying to get him here in the camera, but it's
Yeah,
hard.
yeah. There you can see pretty good. Yeah,
But
that's
yeah,
pretty
he's
neat.
pretty slick. I definitely held him back. Honestly, not that I want to breed him or anything. I just want to see how long it takes for him to get his spots
Yeah,
Sure.
because he's orange. He's not like your standard banana.
Yeah,
So we'll see
not
how that
as
plays
pale.
into.
He's got that deep gold going. And we got another request from Devin here. He's like, show him that GHI Stranger boy. And the strangest, whatever that is. I'm not sure what he means by that, but I'm sure there's a wisecrack in there I'm missing, but
Oh, I already like that one. I love GHI anything, man.
ooh, that's gorgeous.
Yep.
Yeah, it's
It's a beautiful.
awesome. Got to be one of my best breeders. He's still eating. He's had tons of ladies. I mean, I don't overwork him, but I've definitely had my fair share of males stop eating or only eat every couple weeks.
Yeah. Yep.
Sure.
I got
But
that going on right now, and I didn't at all last season, so I don't understand why some years and not others. But
Man, is that thing pretty though. That's a
yeah.
great looking snake.
Yep.
And that had a little bit different effect than I thought it would. I mean, there's a
it,
lot more
it,
silvering in that.
it does.
Well,
There's a lot of
there's
silver, a lot of
some like
goldish.
red. Yeah, red too, right? Or a kind of a
Yeah, it is like a burgundy-ish gold. I don't know if
yeah.
I can try
Yeah, you
and.
can see it on the sides. Like, yeah, right there.
Hmm.
It's pretty
Yeah, that
funny.
is a reaction I didn't anticipate in that combo, but man, that thing
Yeah,
looks nice.
honestly, he was way darker when he was a baby, and as he's aging, he's getting like that faded look you see in there.
Mm-hmm.
He's
Mm-hmm.
aging beautifully. Like he almost looks metallic.
I'd love to see that in a hypo.
Yeah, that too.
Maybe get some of those oranges and reds to pop a little more, right?
Huh.
Well, that's a great looking male.
Yeah, thank you. Came from Amos as well.
And then you'll have to clue us in, and you don't have to grab it. But what does he mean by the strangest? What was that crack about? I know there's something going on there.
So Jason Amos with Amos Reptiles, he's got some strangers that spits out some weird strangers. There's only a couple of them that exist, and we have one or two of them. And we're not sure if it's a line breeding thing, if it's something that popped out of Amos's collection. It's too early to tell. But with these two, we're gonna figure out if it's just a reduced line, if it's something that's going on with the pattern, or if it's something that popped out later on during breeding at Amos's. I don't know. We don't know.
Yeah.
So he nicknamed it the strangest.
I gotcha. I had not heard that either.
I
So
mean, I can show you. I mean, it is weird. We're not
sure.
sure what it is either.
Okay. Yeah, let's take a peek. It's everybody's favorite part of the show when snakes start coming out.
But yeah, she's just a weird.
Oh, that is
Wow. What the heck?
Yeah, it's a pastel. She's supposed to be a pastel stranger, and it doesn't look like other pastel strangers.
No, not at all. Why is that
full
grouping so tight from the belly?
full dorsal
Like
all the way down.
yeah. Wow, is that odd? Almost
All
like
the
those
way.
alien heads are retained but spread so far apart.
Yeah.
Like what
Yeah.
the heck?
And we're not. I don't know if the GHI one I just showed you is this as well, but I know there was another one that we have. It's supposed to be the same thing.
Yeah, that
Yeah,
is
that
cool.
is a crazy looking snake. Why do I want to see Orange dreaming that so bad?
I was just looking at some on Morphmarket. It's pretty well, not that stranger, but just stranger with the orange dream is cool.
Right. Yeah, this is one of his. We're gonna grow out and see what comes of it.
Yeah, that's a beautiful variation there. Holy. Nothing like the pastel strangers I've seen.
This came from the same stranger line. This is a pastel stranger clown. Het hypo posset pied, but she's got the same stuff going on.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Where the hell am I going here? There we go.
Yeah, that is weird.
But you can see it instantly. It's all that work along the belly and half line down. That is so strange.
Yep.
Huh.
So yeah,
Why?
kind of like I said, we nicknamed these the strangest, and
That's a gorgeous animal regardless. But yeah, that is an odd little quirk in that stuff.
Yeah, it is.
I dig it.
yeah, I
Whoa, you
guess
got a damn Pikachu on there. There's a goddamn Pikachu on there.
yeah, right there, right.
Yeah.
Yeah. What the? All right. I'm out. And that's a wrap, guys. Yeah, that thing is crazy.
Probably one of my favorites that I produced later last year. The Super Orange Dream Black Pastel Anti Sulfur.
Okay.
Man. Oh, my lights went out. Hold on.
Got it on the timer.
On that timer?
Yep. Everything's on a timer here.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, so this is going to be the sire for all my Super Orange Dream stuff. I got a plethora of Orange Dream comboed females.
Sulfur is one of those genes I looked at real early on. I don't know why it even caught my eye, but we never got into the sulfur. I kind of wonder in some combos if that's not going to help a few combos out.
So last year I did I think it was 2 or 3 pairings to try to hit a Super Orange Dream. Out of them 2 or 3 pairings, I hit one. I think I might have hit another one, but it's not as pronounced as this because it's not a Black Pastel Anchi. That turns this that much more red.
Yeah. Yeah, the Black Pastel does for sure. You could see that right away too. As soon as you said it, it clicked.
I'll show you the other one, and then so they're brother and sister. They came from the same blood. This one reminds me of Halloween.
Yeah, that thing's cool.
So I think this might be a Super Orange Dream Black Pastel. Sulfur, maybe sulfur. I don't know about that yet.
Yeah, that's just crazy. That interaction there, even doing what it does to the sides. I mean, Black Pastel starts to do that, but the Super Orange Dream is keeping it all spaced out. And then stretching out the tail too, it always draws that tail out. But
yeah, they were clutch mates. Can't really see them. Looks little, but yeah, I was pretty happy. But that's the only supers or one super and that nice one that came out of 3 parents. It just tells you how hard it is to try to hit one of them.
Yeah, for sure.
And that's the thing too. I mean, it's just as hard to hit supers as recessives. I mean, it's basically the same interaction,
Right.
So if you get those, you need to be hanging on to them for sure. I mean, they're invaluable.
I was searching on here earlier. You said, or maybe you didn't. You said Stranger Coral Glow.
Yeah.
Okay, because I searched on here for that. I could not find a single one. So
I have not.
There was a couple for sale at the show. I haven't came across them on Morphmarket at all.
Yeah.
Honestly, Devin might have a picture of one he could send you.
Yeah.
Or a few, actually. But, yeah, they do exist. I've seen them. They're orange. Like, I've never seen a Coral Glow or banana that orange.
I'd like to see that. Sure.
Hey, Angel. Good to see you. Thanks for stopping out. Yeah, I know that combo has to have been made. I've just not personally seen it. I think it would look wild, though, for sure. 100%. That's great looking stuff, man. I had no idea you had so much going in the Stranger. I knew you had some, but there's quite a few nice examples there.
Well, besides that, the strangest or whatever we got going on there, there should be some nice Stranger clowns coming this year. Hopefully, anyways. I think I got, 4 or 5 pairings that with visual clowns or heads that should produce something nice. So, fingers crossed.
Well, Devin's pulling your chain again. What's this abyss he keeps bringing up? says he's got to
That's
convert
that
some levers.
red exanthic blackhead yellow belly.
Okay.
Oh, you want to steer?
Yeah, apparently we got to get that out too. Hey, Jason, thanks for coming out, man. Appreciate it. Yeah, that is gorgeous, man.
Yeah.
That chain linking is crazy. I like that.
Normally she tries to bite my face off.
Oh, really?
Yeah, before she laid her eggs and, during breeding and whatnot, every time I opened the tub, she was not happy at all.
Yeah.
Like she hates me.
Yeah, this one just laid, right? Not long ago?
Yeah, I think a couple weeks ago, if I remember right.
Okay.
She figured out that male didn't get into her tub all by itself.
Yeah. So, yeah, I mean, his pride and joy right here. So hopefully she'll produce some nice HRA stuff for sure.
Yeah.
She's cool.
Yeah, some of those HRA combos, and more of that's getting popular. They're pretty damn wild. I can definitely see the interest, and not a bad direction to go at all. But person can't have everything, man. God, there's just too many nice snakes out there.
I picked up a white lace yellow belly male at Tinley. He's pretty slick.
Nice.
Can't get him to lock yet though. He's being lazy.
No. Yeah. We're trying to get some white lace stuff this year. We should have a couple clutches where we hit a couple white lace in there anyway. Nice. Hopefully, fingers crossed. We need to get those males stacked up. But
right.
Yeah. So that's always a great project too. Lace everything. You bet.
Lace everything.
Right.
Yep.
Absolutely lace 100%. It up.
That's one we dropped a bunch into a while back. We just figured that was a good direction, pretty well anywhere we wanted to put it. So, and it turns out the more we see, the more we like it. So,
have you checked out that what is that, the Hydra gene or whatever that one is?
I've heard it. I have not seen it. No.
It makes some wild orange snakes too.
Yeah. Hydra, is it suspected to be anything else, or do they pretty well think it's on its own?
All I know is I think I've seen it, and they had them on Morphmarket for like $25K.
Holy cripes! Okay.
Hydra clown or something like that. I think it came from Rennick Reptiles. I'm not sure. I'm not sure. It could have. But yeah, it definitely caught my eye. It reminded me of a super special, the orange, not super special, super lace, white lace clown.
Gotcha.
Super Hydra too.
But speaking of special, a lot of that special stuff that was just shown lately is shocking me too. The special Cypress and that combo.
I got some special. I'm dabbling in some special over here, so should have some cool stuff.
Some of that was shockingly nice. I mean, I always liked special anyway, but I just hadn't seen it in a powerful enough combo to, give it the credit it was due, obviously. But man,
yeah, it's one of my more favorite of the Bell genes.
Yeah, more versatile than most, I feel like.
It is. It doesn't eliminate the color like Lesser and Mojave does as it ages.
Yep.
It's actually more of a brightener like Fire would be.
And see, that one is real spotty to me. I love Fire in certain combos, but man, I don't want it everywhere because it sure can be problematic in others. It starts to wipe things to some degree. It really buffers out any of that low contrast. Like some of the stuff I do like Lesser in, you don't want Fire anywhere near that. You know what I mean?
Right.
But yeah, it's specials nice that way. Great interaction. But we don't have that, and I don't think we're going to get into that anytime soon. But we're getting to the point of the show where Jamie starts bouncing her feet over there, and usually that means she's ready to turn the heat up, get the hot seat going. I don't know if you're prepped for that. It's kind of a wonky little thing we do here, but it's a lot of fun. I think people like it. Are you all ready to take some rapid fire stuff here?
I think so.
Okay. Well, fingers crossed for you, man. Cover up the butt cheeks. This stuff gets warm over there. Good
You
luck.
want to go? You want to give us a safe word or anything?
HRA is the safe word.
Rooster.
Rooster is the safe word. All right. All right. We're switching you over. Good luck, man.
Sounds good.
Hi, Eddie.
How's it going?
Good. You ready for the hot seat?
I'm ready.
I'm going to ask you about 20 questions just so we can learn a little bit more about you.
All right.
All right. Number 1, pickup truck or van?
Pickup truck.
Leader or follower?
Leader.
Steak or shrimp?
Steak.
How do you like it prepared?
Rare, medium rare.
Very good. Gas grill or charcoal?
Always charcoal.
Yeah, smells better, doesn't
Tastes better.
it? Renovate or build new?
Depends.
On.
I I don't know really the nostalgia of the house in question, I suppose, or the building.
Okay. If you were going to just go buy a new place for yourself, would you rather build it or would you buy an old one and renovate it?
Probably build it new. Barn
Yeah.
dominium.
Yeah, that's what we want to do. Logic or emotion?
Logic. Emotion will get you in trouble.
Every time. Framing hammer or nail gun?
I use both. They have their place.
Yeah. Football or baseball?
I've played baseball, but I like to watch football more.
Yes. Salty snack or sweet treat?
Ah, I got a sweet tooth. I do both. I love
Yeah.
chocolate.
Yeah. I prefer salty snacks. Maybe
Yeah.
throw in some M&Ms or something.
You know what? You know what's good, and a lot of people don't do it. Is the kettle corn instant popcorn.
Yeah.
Then once it's done, drop some of the mini chocolate chips in there and shake it
Oh,
up.
I bet that's amazing.
It's
We
pretty
put
good.
cheese in our popcorn. It's pretty good
That's
too.
not bad.
Popcorn or peanuts?
Peanuts.
Rap or rock and roll?
Mmm. Wrap.
Poured or block foundation?
Poured.
T-shirts or sweatshirts?
T-shirt.
NASCAR or golf?
Oh, I don't really would do either, but I have to pick NASCAR. I
Okay.
Golf is just not it for me.
Would you rather go to like a race car live or go play golf?
Race car.
Yeah, me too. If you could hang out with any cartoon character, who would you choose?
Uh, Roger Rabbit.
It's a good one. Why though? Because of Jessica?
Yeah. No, it's a strange character.
What's been your most effective strategy for growth in the snake business?
Um, don't buy anything on a whim. Do
Think
your
it through?
research, think it through, buy the best example.
Yep. If
I
you could
mean,
job shadow a superhero, who would you pick?
I don't know. That's a tough one. I guess Batman.
Batman's cool. What is your go-to restaurant?
Oh, taco joint. I like tacos.
Sam. And finally, what would you like to be known for?
Uh, for my children to be successful. I don't
Yes,
care about me. I just, as long as they're successful, I did my job.
parents' dream. Yep, that's it. That's it for the hot seat. Thanks for being a good sport.
Woo!
And
I I
you
am
did.
sweating,
I didn't even hear the safe word, so that was nice.
man. Over here, like rooster, rooster,
Rooster,
rooster.
turn it
Uh,
down. And as usual, thank you everybody for tuning in tonight. Click the like, follow, and subscribe button.
Did I hear rooster? Did
Nice.
I, did I hear rooster over? But yeah,
We're not good at
that's kind
rescuing.
of no. We're late every time. Everybody gets charred. But it's a goofy little thing. But man, that's a lot of fun. I get laughing
It
through
is,
that more than
absolutely.
anything.
It is.
Yeah. So touching on some of the things, and we always do this right after because it's fresh in your brain. But I'm I'm a little shocked on some of the answers. I guess
Yeah.
Man, I
not
wasn't.
shocked. No, the
No.
Roger Rabbit one really threw me off, and I
Oh.
think Jamie was on to something. I think she no, not
I
so
don't know.
much.
I'm just a 80s baby. I've seen that movie a lot, and he's just a wild character.
Yeah.
He is wild for sure. I still think Jessica probably had a little sway in that. Maybe did for us, anyways. But yeah, some of those are good, and agree on a ton of that. The barn dough is a great answer because
Right.
that's something we definitely think about all the time. And I think what we do, I mean, when I say we, I mean all of us here, including you. It's an ideal scenario for somebody, and just expand off of that for your facility and everything you're doing, right in the same envelopment.
Well, I mean,
Um,
there's a lot that can be done with the lower level. On one side you could have a pulling garage, the other side can be your snake and rodent shop, or however you want to set it up. And I mean, there's just so many options. It's
it
then
is
whether you go 2 stories or 3 stories, how many bedrooms or living room. I mean, yeah, it's endless.
Oh, for
absolutely.
sure.
And yeah, something we've drawn up, we've looked at and considered a lot of times. That's a great option. I think the flexibility, like you said, you can't do that with a standard home and standard housing. You're going to always have that additional structure or space that's going to need to be created, and yeah, it just lends itself to that flexibility. So
And another thing with the barn doors, I mean, you can frame it, and if you don't like it 20, 30 years later, you don't necessarily have to change the structure. You can just change the interior, walls, layout, kitchen.
Yeah.
You don't have to build an addition. I mean, well, I mean, unless you're spitting out kids like 30 kids or whatever, but
Yeah. Do I have
right,
to
yeah,
put a
right,
new roof addition on somewhere or whatever? Yeah.
right. You have plenty of space. I
Yeah.
mean,
yeah,
hell, you don't even have to finish it all at once, finish it as the years go on, one room by one room, and as you need it, or, whatever.
Yep.
absolutely. So something we didn't really touch on, and I'm getting off the topic here a little bit, but it was something I wanted to ask initially and kind of sidelined it. Being we're in Wisconsin here, and you started up what you talked maybe 5 years ago, and four for actually breeding.
Sure.
What were your influences there, and who kind of helped you get on the right road, or did you just simply just dive in and do it yourself, or did you have some mentors? Or
I mean, like I said, the kids came home with a few. I bought a few myself, did some research. I mean, there's a shop in Illinois called Dats. Shout out to Justin.
okay,
He helped me out. He got me, set up with the breeding of the rodents. He got me the rat food at the time and everything I needed, the tubs to build the racks and all the racks behind me. A few of them he built. Most of them I built myself, being carpenter or whatever, just by the tubs, and the rest is history. And yeah, I mean, really, if I ever had any questions, why is the snake farting? I'd just message him, and he'd be like, "No, man, that's normal. Don't worry about it." Like,
Yeah.
all
right.
right, like, all right, or any
Seems like a
questions
silly.
for him. He always had his phone on and answered, even if it was 10 questions in a row the same night, 5 minutes apart. He was always there to. And then I met Wis about a year later, and he's like an open book, man. If you got a question, he'll shoot you an answer whenever he's available. So
Yeah.
Yeah,
just
So
that's
you,
awesome.
so you started rats off right off the bat too?
after about 6 months of buying them, yeah, like
Yeah. It doesn't take
I
long, right? Yeah.
but fortunate at the time I was able to build a passive pressure room in the basement. So
Hmm.
basically, it's got an air draw port on one side, and it exhausts through two fans out of the other, straight out of the house. So you can't even
Nice.
tell they're in the house at all,
That's good.
Nice.
Yeah.
which is a big plus because if anybody could smell them in here, I'd be fighting with the old lady every day. So
Yeah.
Yep, we know that struggle for sure. And it's not. I mean, it's pretty well sectioned off, but you definitely certain times you'll know they're here, and it's ASFs too, so it's not quite
yeah,
as was the Norwegians, but
Sure.
um, yeah, it's something that's got to change real quick.
So,
And
so yeah, with dabbling with the rats, then obviously hatchling season comes around, and some of them don't always eat rat pups because they're too big. So
Hmm.
then I started dabbling with the ASF a little, and a little turns into a lot, and here we are, 24 colonies later.
Yeah.
So
Nice.
nice.
yeah,
So
So,
your production is completely supplying you, or are you still having to supplement? Or
as of right now, my almost all the hatchlings are gone, so I have a great chance to grow up some weaned and soft furs, rats, everything. So I mean, at this point, I think last week I reached out to Jose or Wiss for a couple, or Jesus, my bad,
Jesus,
Jesus, for a couple, but they didn't have any at the time, so I fed off what I had. But yeah, they're producing. I got 15 rat colonies. I think they're at 1.6 right now. And then
okay,
the softwares are 1.3, and I got 24 of them.
nice,
And
okay.
I just built a grow out, 4 tub grow out rack for the softwares. So I'd like to start getting them with some size on them at least before I start
uh,
feeding them off. But
Yeah,
yeah,
and
it's coming along.
that's what we're finding too. I mean, it seems like we should be able to supply ourselves pretty well, but if you don't have the time to get those big adults, you're gonna have to give two to those big females,
Right.
to keep
Yep.
them going.
yeah.
Um, so yeah, we need that, man, and I wish we'd have done it earlier. It sounds like you did it right away, and we didn't. We delayed that probably a year too far into it, or we'd be in a different position on it already.
Sure.
Um, so yeah, that's a smart move, 100%.
Yeah. Right now I got the mortar tub set up for the rats, the black tubs.
Yep,
I built the racks myself. They work fantastic.
Yeah.
But I am upgrading. I got a 24 tub ARS rack coming next month.
nice.
So that'll give me additional room. I'll be able to run 20 breeding colonies, and I'll have 4 for grow outs for the rats.
Nice.
So
Heck
that
yeah.
Yeah.
that's what I need. I need rat grow out room, and that's what I don't have now. So that
So I,
should produce it.
when you get that rolling, I'm definitely going to reach out to you on that. I haven't had the opportunity to talk to people as far as the Freedom Breeder and ARS setups because we built all of ours too. I mean, we went off the basic FB15 tubs and just built PVC structure with the tubing and everything. It suffices, but boy, I really think a decent rack would be a smart move.
Right.
So
That
we'll
was my
touch
thought
base on
too.
that because I'd be curious to hear how it works for you. I really would. So definitely keep in touch on that part of it. Talked a little bit about shouting out the guy in Illinois. Is there anyone around you local, anybody you're working with currently? I mean, we know the Devon deal, but any other
Uh,
shout outs you want to pump out
yeah,
there?
just shout out to the Wistang clan, man. The Wist, Larry, Lindworm, Pipstalkers, Rising Sun, Devin, Prophecy, Brian, at Heathen's Hatchery, and I'm sure there's tons of people I'm missing, but I'm just drawing a blank after now.
Yeah, that
Mike at
tends
Herb
to.
Collector,
Yeah,
Keys,
for sure.
Keys, can't forget Keys, man. He's the one that brought everyone together, so big shout out to him.
Yeah. Well,
I
you're
mean,
rattling
Nice.
off a bunch of awesome people, so
right?
definitely a good group, man.
Yeah, and people that, well, like anytime we've had a show, they're swinging through here, man, and I can't
Yeah.
say how good that feels when you're not fully. We're not established. We're not a big place. We want to get out there and get known, and to have people that are willing to come in and sit through our show, communicate, put comments in, and visit us every week, man. That's a good feeling. I did not think this reptile community would be that way. So
That, that's what it's about. That's
yeah,
what you're here for. It's cool.
absolutely huge surprise. So and can't thank you enough either, Eddie. Is there anything you want to add in there? We're trying to cut these down closer to an hour. We
Yeah.
feed on Wednesday nights, so
Right. Yeah. No, not really, man. I appreciate you guys inviting me on. It's been a blast. Can't complain.
yeah, absolutely. We'll have to touch base on a couple things after this and stay in touch. I mean, I think we've
Sure.
already talked on some snakes going back and forth. We've talked
Yeah.
on other
Where
stuff.
Where are you guys located in Wisconsin?
Uh,
We've
the seat of Polk County. So
Oh,
Balsam
okay.
Lake, if you're familiar with that. But
Yeah,
yeah, we're like an hour from the cities, Twin Cities.
gotcha. Yeah, I think
That's
is Balsam Lake kind of by Crivets?
no, nope.
No,
Or am I thinking of a different one? There's definitely one over there too, I think. But yeah, all right. Okay.
yeah, there probably
So
is. I'm sure there is. But
yeah, I always try to think of like a landmark I know people are going to be familiar with, but like
yeah,
maybe the St. Croix Falls Taylor's Falls crossing.
No,
Familiar
no.
with that
Twin
area?
Cities, I get it.
Yeah, northeast of the Twin Cities. So
yeah,
Okay.
yeah, we're kind of up there, northwest corner. But yeah, and it's hard to describe because there isn't anything big around us to pin it to. It's all vacation land stuff,
Yeah.
lakes and Twin Cities
Right.
traffic, you know. So yeah, it's a drive, and I think most of you guys are right down Kenosha, Milwaukee area, right?
Yeah, I'm in Kenosha. I think Wiss lives like 10 minutes away from me. I
Okay,
think Kaiju, he lives about 10 minutes around the corner too.
yeah.
There's a couple of us, yeah, right here, 10, 15, 20 minutes away. Jesus, probably about 20 minutes away.
dude, that's
I
got to
spent
be really nice.
right. I spent some time over there in the mid to early '90s. I was in the service, so
Oh, okay.
Navy at Great
Great
Lakes.
Lake.
So
Yeah.
yep, yep, yep.
Yeah, my friend's mom worked there. She retired out of there as a civilian contractor.
Yeah,
She was did accounting or some office stuff, but yeah,
sure.
she was hired as a private contractor. It was pretty cool. We used to go to the Navy parties and stuff on the base.
Yeah,
She'd come pick us up, and we'd go to like the cookouts and the dances or whatever was going on that weekend for the kids type stuff. So it was pretty
cool.
cool.
Yeah, 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 for sure.
Yeah, that's an odd one. You were there for quite a while too, Jay, weren't you? Weren't you at Great Lakes
Yeah,
for?
almost 2 years. Yeah, little,
Okay,
this, well, a little about a year and a half.
That's one of the larger naval schools around.
Yep.
100%. Yep.
Was there
But
through
yeah, for
definitely through a full winter, and then I think a summer, and then a winter, and then gone. So they got me 2 winters and then about 3 months of good weather there. But yeah, we had a lot of fun over there, man. Just trucking around the Kenosha area, the Chicago area, all that. It was just a
Right.
blast. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm stuck right in between Milwaukee and Chicago, so we see some interesting stuff come through here.
Yep. Yep.
oh, I imagine, yeah, all ends of the spectrum, you know.
Oh yeah. And then they're talking about building a casino here soon. I guess it's been
Oh, really?
approved. But I can only imagine what that's going to bring.
Yeah.
No man.
Yep.
Again, all ends of the spectrum. It's going to be,
Right.
yeah. That's places like that. I mean, it can be good and it can be bad and all of the above. But
Yep,
so yeah,
absolutely.
it's nice you guys have a little group down there, and oftentimes I say that. I mean, even talking with Jesus and some of those guys, it's like I'd love to pop down and visit, but there is no such thing. It's like a 7 hour drive, you know.
Right,
I mean, there
right.
is no pop down and visit from where
I
we're
mean,
at. But
at that point, if you're driving that far, you might as well make it like a Tinley weekend visit or something.
Yeah.
Enjoy
right,
Yeah.
the
Exactly.
show, go to a cookout. One of the guys throwing a cookout or something, or
Yep.
you know,
Go stay at Devil's Lake State Park. I was there one time.
right.
Got they showed me where the exit was. Is apparently we again in the service, right? So we go in there with a bunch of beer, and it was just gonna be a quiet night, just overnight, and then out of there. And we were traveling, and some people started up a bunch of ruckus in the state park, and pretty soon they're coming around with flashlights, and they look in the back of the vehicle and see all the beer, and they're like, "You guys got to go." So off back
get
on the road.
get the heck out of here, you
Yeah,
troublemakers!
yeah.
Get off my lawn. But yeah, no, that's awesome, man. So I think Jamie probably generated the trivia. We don't want to keep you, and we are trying to keep these closer to an hour. I'd love to sit and talk
Sure.
to people, but I don't know, man. It just gets to be one of those deals where we know we're taking time from you and your kids and everybody else on their Wednesday night. So we're gonna rattle off that trivia question, and no guessing, Eddie. No giving out the cheat sheet. Oh man. And this one you do know the answer to right off the top. So anybody knows what percentage of Eddie's collection is clown? And I remember him saying this percentage. So 10
Dun dun
bucks to the
dun.
lucky guesser. Now we need to get some Jeopardy music to plug in here, you know.
Look at KD.
Did he really get it
He
again?
he is a monster.
Dude, what? K Diesel. Is that
Nah,
correct? I
you
guess.
did. Yep. Yeah.
Oh man! All right, Katie. Congratulations. I don't know. Well, I do know how he does it. He's got a goddamn notepad. He's literally typing the entire time the show is on. He showed it to me between weeks one time. He goes,
He's sitting
"This is
there
how I'm
shorthand
doing
like
it."
a court reporter.
Yep. Yep.
Right.
Congrats to
We had
him. And
close. Vance was close
another.
with 75.
Yeah. Was Katie the first answer?
Yeah. Yeah.
Good Lord. That guy. We're going to have to do something about him, folks. We're all going to have to brush up on the trivia. But again, Eddie, can't say enough good about you. I'm happy we got to meet you this way and actually get to know you a little better. But
Sure.
we're definitely going to stay in touch, man. You got some awesome stuff coming out of there.
Sounds good. I
Super
appreciate it,
impressive.
man. I appreciate you guys having me on tonight. Thank you.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
absolutely.
100%. We'll have you back if we can. So
Yeah.
we're going to close her out. We're going to jam you backstage for the moment, and we're going to run our closing, and we'll see you in just a couple, Eddie.
Sounds good.
All right. Appreciate it, man. So that is it, guys. Thanks again for coming out on a Wednesday night. I know it gets to be late for some people. For us, we still got all our feeding and stuff to do on Wednesday nights to get these snakes fed and everybody tucked in for the night. So thank you very much for hanging out. We really do appreciate it. Next week we have on Celtic Balls, Jeff and Angie from over there. We've kind of known them from the start, and they've always been good to us. Comical couple, and should be a lot of fun having them on next week. So really looking forward to it. And everybody finish your week out strong. Good luck with everything you got going on, and thanks again for stopping in and joining us.
Yep.
That's about
Peace.
it. Yep. Jamie wants to say goodbye too. We better pop her back in here. Sorry about that, Jamie. I don't mean to leave you backstage.
No, that's okay.
It was like, I want to say bye.
I gotta do my handshake.
Yeah. Good night, guys. Everybody, peace out. Have a good